Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, Coldfire.
And Flyboy.
And today, we are going to be doing something different. This one, we ran across, and it says, Freeze the Fall, heavy modern metal band from Canada. And it looks like it may be a sit-down interview. So we decided that we wanted to get to know them a little bit better while they weren't performing and everything. See what they have to say,
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
And we really love this band a lot. They've always been so good to us on the channel here, and we so appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.
And we will always support you. So you keep putting out that great music, guys.
Yeah.
Because you've already won a lot of competitions and stuff, so you keep on going. Maybe they'll give us some information about that here. Okay, so let's take it away.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Josh, and I have the absolute pleasure of sitting down today in Tapestry Music with up-and-coming Canadian hard rock band Freeze the Fall. What's up, guys?
Tapestry TV!
Hello.
Tapestry
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, my
thank
pleasure. Thank you for joining us today in our store studio.
Stordio.
Stordio. I like that.
We react to that.
That's awesome. Coin that term, trademark that immediately. Cool. I'm just going to kick things off. I mean, obviously, it's an interview. Got some questions for you. First up, I love your name. Freeze the Fall is like such a cool vibe. I just want to know, like, what does that mean to you? What's the inspiration?
Well,
Slow
when we
it
were
down.
naming the band, it's a lot of pressure, right? It's a name that's going to follow you, so you're like,
Totally.
how the hell do you name a band? Like, what do you do? So what we did was we just wrote down a huge list of a bunch of words we thought were cool, and we kind of pieced them together and put like of or the or and or whatever in between. And our first name was actually Broken Glass, but we were like, it's not really it's not really hitting, you know?
Yeah.
So we ended up with a song called Broken Glass instead to kind of throw the name in, like repurpose it somewhere.
Yeah.
But we went back to the drawing board and we were like, Freeze the Fall is pretty cool. So
Sweet. That's
Yeah.
sick. Okay,
Yeah.
pretty good origin story. It's
we love our band's name.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
yeah.
But like, what about the meaning though? Like, does it have any like special like meaning? Like, what fall are we freezing?
It's a good.
I was thinking about
fall
this
of
the other
humanity.
night. It makes perfect sense if she comes back and says something like, you know how you're falling,
Yeah.
like from pain,
Mm-hmm.
but something freezes it, slows it down,
Slows down time.
and it keeps you
keeps
there.
you there in your limelight.
In your limelight.
In your heyday, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
So
Yeah.
basically, instead of just
it
dropping,
can mean that. It can
it's
mean.
freezing the fall.
It can mean.
You know,
so
like
many
an
things.
icicle does?
Yeah, yeah. It can mean that. It can mean freezing the fall of humanity, the freeze the fall of
Yeah.
society. you
So,
know?
let's see what she said.
Good question.
We didn't really. It didn't really have a special meaning. We knew we wanted like those kinds of vibes though, like the kind of icy or like spooky kind of vibes. So
Yeah.
it's where we got the words from.
It's appropriate for like a Canadian band, the freezing.
Yeah, we thought it would be funny. Hey, we're Freeze the Fall from Canada.
I thought it might be like some kind of commentary on like society and like how we're falling and like if we could
Right.
freeze that fall.
Right. Well, we have enjoyed. I feel like we've had a few different, like I think especially interviewers who have kind of made their own interpretation of like what Freeze the Fall means. So it is kind of cool because it's very abstract. It's very open for interpretation.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
awesome.
whatever you Most want it to mean, I guess.
I feel like that's what a good band name should do. Cool.
Yes, for sure.
All right, sweet.
Make people
Yeah,
guess.
so I looked a little bit into your guys' background. I saw some other interviews. I know that you, and actually before we continue here, why don't y'all introduce yourselves? So just go one-on-one, say your name, role in the band, and
Okay, my name is Quinn. I'm the lead vocalist and the
Quinn.
guitarist.
I'm Jonah,
Jonah.
and I'm the drummer.
Yep.
And I'm Arya, and
Arya.
I'm the bassist and backup vocalist.
Ari.
okay,
Sorry.
sick. So with that out of the way, Quinn and Ari, you guys met in school, yeah?
Yes. we
Cool. And this is like the origin story. This is the coming together of the early incarnation of Freeze the Fall. You connected because you're both wearing band shirts.
did. Yes.
What I did not read was what were the bands upon your shirts.
I still wear a lot of Bring Me the Horizon, and Quinn picked up on that pretty quickly. So
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
That's good taste. Yeah, I remember when those guys came out. They were pretty ground shaking when they broke the scene there. That was awesome.
for sure.
I'm gonna open my notepad here because I don't remember my next question. Yes. Do those bands continue to provide you inspiration? I think that is pretty clear based on what you just said.
Repping the Ollie merch today.
Hell yeah.
Yes, most definitely.
Sick, right on. And I actually grew up in Kelowna myself, so you guys still call this place home. What school did you guys go to?
Like high school?
Yeah, whichever school it was y'all met.
Yeah. Well, Ari and I met at a school called KLO.
Oh yeah, KLO. Okay.
Yeah, and then we all three went to OKM after
Oh.
that, so high
Yeah,
school.
we're still there for.
There we go. So
Last
that makes us like rivals. I mean, you
Oh,
know.
were you
Yeah.
KSS?
Well,
Yeah.
I was actually supposed to go to KSS, but they had like too many people going to KSS, so they had to split it up based on like where you are. so,
Gotcha.
yeah.
I was also KSS, but then I switched to OKM.
You probably made the right choice. Overcrowding was always huge in that particular school.
Right.
As far as Kelowna goes, like how are you guys finding the music scene there? Are you getting treated well? You having a lot of venues to play?
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a really good music scene there. Lots of local bands and musicians and stuff. The venues, there's a lot of venues geared towards like one man band with an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can be tricky to like. There are venues like the Revelry and stuff, but it is a really good place. There's lots of music around there. It's just sometimes we're the loudest band there a lot of the time.
That's honestly like quite the honor, I find.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah, it
guess
was definitely interesting to kind of come up in that type of scene because again, there is so much love and support for rock, but like Aria said, we're not the type of group where we can just like show up to a restaurant and be like the background music in a restaurant. Like we have to
Totally.
be like the main because we're so loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. So.
The most horrifying thing we've ever done was play at a farmer's market. I felt so bad. It was like all these like little kids running around with their bubble wands. Just it was
Before our
not
set, we were walking around apologizing to every single vendor, being like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. We didn't realize that we were." There was like a bar area off to the side, and
Yeah.
we just assumed we'd be over there with like the. It's always like the drinks and the music is
Right.
like off to the corner, right?
Hand in hand a little bit.
Yeah, but you know we're next to all these lovely like handmade like wooden decorations. And,
Oh my
like,
God, little
it's like,
curios,
oh my
knickknacks.
god, I'm so sorry, you guys. You just drive everyone away from the farmers market. It was horrific.
Like, were you well received though? Like, did people like rock out or?
Well, there weren't really anyone. Like, no one was really watching.
Yeah, it was we were performing to our parents.
You gotta have
we've
a
all been
few.
there.
Yeah, well, we love our parents, of course. You know, I'm never
Of
gonna
course,
say no
of
to
course.
that. But it's always nice when like I've never met you, stranger, and you are enjoying yourself to my music. Like that's
Right.
Yeah, it does feel
the
good.
goal at the end of the day.
And that was like fairly early on.
It was like 2023 or something.
Yeah, so that was before like we like had more, I guess, confidence on stage. That was still in the early stages of like figuring it out. Because now, like for example, we played a show in Winnipeg at like 1 in the morning, and there were like 5 people standing there, and you don't care. You're just like, hell yeah, let's hang out. But in that type of, I mean, it is different, a different situation
1
being at a
o'clock in the
farmer's
morning
market.
and there's
But
5
you know, it's
people.
more just like, oh no, there's like nobody here. What do I do? But yeah, it was interesting.
Huh. So would you like rank that as like, and
Worst.
we don't want to say like worst gig, but like would that be like your worst gig?
Yeah, and it wasn't because of the like the venue or the people helping out. Though. It was just the circumstance of
We
being.
just felt bad.
Totally.
Yeah, we just felt bad.
Yeah. You always want a good crowd. You want a good reception, and you know, to sound good.
Yeah.
and only a couple of those factors come together. I would say it's not an ideal circumstance.
Of course.
You mentioned Winnipeg though, like that's pretty cool. So you guys, this is not your first time going on tour. Obviously, you guys are preparing for a Western Canada tour.
Yeah.
Not going to Winnipeg though this time.
It is our first tour. We've traveled for shows. We've been to Toronto and Winnipeg and the island. But this is our first tour. I'm not sure why we're not going to Winnipeg. I didn't book the days, but
It's just like a little farther out. I mean, what between Saskatoon and Winnipeg has got to be 6 hours drive, maybe. I'm just guessing. It's a big country. I mean, one of my questions actually does pertain to like you're staring down the barrel of like being a touring band. Like you guys have success on the horizon. What's your thoughts on like just living in a country like Canada, where obviously there's a hunger for live music and rock shows, but God, is it ever challenging to like pack everything into a van, put your lives on hold for a good few weeks? and go. I don't know. All that travel I find is exhausting. Like even Kelowna to Vancouver is like you're kind of by the time you get off the Coquihalla, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I don't know. Just general thoughts on that.
No, for sure. Did you want to?
Yeah, sure. I think we're all really excited to go on the road, actually. I don't think any of us really mind doing the long drives and stuff, but I think we're definitely like excited to just travel and find new places, meet new people for sure. We're really excited for that.
Yeah, the point you brought up is definitely very interesting, where it's like Canada is so big.
Yeah.
It's so big.
I know.
I had like never left Canada up until this past summer actually, so it was kind of like all I had known was just like, yeah, naturally everything's like 5 hours away from each other.
Of course.
But yeah, once I kind of left Canada, I was like, oh my god, like, it's a big country.
Huge.
It's so big. But I think the landscapes are really beautiful, so it's really nice. Even just driving on the Coke, like from Kelowna to Vancouver, is like beautiful. So,
I know.
Yeah.
Takes my breath away every time I do, and I've driven that drive a lot. And
Yeah,
every
us,
time it's
us
like,
too.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that mountain. That's awesome.
Right? Yeah, it feels like we're driving on the Coke like every other day at this point.
Yeah,
Canada is a big country.
Let's see. So, like, would you guys ever do like tiny little town, small town gigs either? Like, I don't know. Canada's got a way lower threshold than, I don't know, the States, where your average small town in the States is like a big town in Canada. You know what I mean? Like, would you ever go to like Weimar, BC, or like Golden, or like Creston?
Honestly, wherever there's a venue and an amp, like sure, if they we'll go.
Just wherever
Why
people are
not?
listening to our music.
Yeah, if
That's
there's
awesome.
like if there's a few people there, then like why not?
We're always down for the adventure of exploring. So.
There's a few people here. You can come and
Among,
entertain at
so I
our
have
house.
your tour dates on this piece of paper right here. Among these locations, are there any places you have not been to yet? Which are you most excited to go?
The first up is Saskatoon, I believe.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for that one. I haven't been there, and also I'm going to be doing like a tour of the Dingwall factory, which is going to be pretty cool. So I'm excited for that first gig for sure. What about you guys?
Yeah, I've never been to Saskatoon either, so I'm excited for that. And never been to Red Deer either, which will be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I hear
Yeah.
great things about Red Deer.
Yeah, I think the only place on this list I haven't been to is Red Deer. Obviously it's a little place, but like I've heard the music scene there is fun. I've heard people just like to show up for a good time.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. That's why I brought up the whole small town thing. Like, Kelowna is by no stretch of the imagination a small town. But I
Yeah.
find if there's an event going on, like, people do tend to go like, oh, okay, yeah, let's get out of the house, let's go see some.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I think like it's probably the same thing for you guys, but like all of us are also very like introverted people, and so we also just kind of enjoy like pulling up to a super small place and just being like, yeah, let's go to like secondhand stores and explore
Yeah.
and all that.
You never know what you're
So-
going to get.
Yeah, right.
100%.
So I'd say we're always down for a little population of 25 people type of situation.
Buried in snow.
Canada's just full of places like that. It's kind of.
Right. Well, it's so
part of the
funny.
magic.
There's like only a couple like big cities, and they're all like what 15 hours away from each other. It's just like
By plane.
by plane, yeah.
I saw this funny thing the other day, and it was like in anywhere else in the world, like a 45-minute drive gets you to a different country, but here it gets you to the mall. Like,
West Edmonton Mall.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Well, actually, kind of building on this, it's like, this is just like a random funny thing, but whenever we go to, even just yesterday, we were exploring Vancouver, and whenever we see escalators, we're
Oh
always
my
like,
God.
oh my god, there's an escalator.
Kelowna has
I
zero.
believe there's one escalator in Kelowna, and it is in a casino. So
Or the
like,
airport.
We don't pull up to the casino because we're like minors, but.
Well, if you learn enough covers, then you can get a solid gig there.
I mean,
I would be
Kelowna's
just stuck on
going
the
so
escalators.
fast. Like it's so different than when we were young, but still,
Yeah.
like it's still small. So, no escalators in sight in Kelowna.
It's funny you bring up the escalators. That always kind of blew my mind as a Kelowna kid. Like, yeah, we had the occasional elevator in one of our buildings that exceeds 5 stories. But no, not the escalators. I always got a kick out of like, oh my god, I'm on the SkyTrain, I'm riding the escalator.
I
Yeah,
know.
totally.
Yeah, like the modes of transport in the big cities too. It's like whoa.
like the cable cars and stuff, none of
Yeah.
that here or in
buses
Kelowna.
here are so big too.
Yeah.
I know we got like the accordion style ones.
Yeah.
But you guys have the double deckers in Kelowna.
Do we?
Do we?
I don't think we do.
No?
No.
You don't? Do you remember the double deckers?
I don't think we have that. Maybe we did at some point. Maybe when you were there.
Oh my God. We're getting way off track here, but I absolutely
Yes.
love it. This is awesome.
Well, people got to know about Kelowna.
Ah, come on,
They
yeah,
gotta know.
Promote your hometown,
Pretty
right?
cool town,
Yeah.
right?
K-town.
That's good. Are you proud to be from Kelowna? Let me ask you straight up.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Good to hear. That's a refreshing take. I hear some people go, I don't know, Kelowna. It used to be, and now it's. But I think there's a lot of redeeming qualities there. Not the least of which is just like the landscape itself is beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, I think for me that's the main highlight. Obviously, there's a lot of cool people and communities and whatnot in Kelowna, especially as it's been growing the past decade. But I think just the landscape is really, really beautiful.
So beautiful.
And I think the three of us, like, we don't ever take it for granted. Just the mountains and the lakes and everything.
Cool.
It is very beautiful. So we're
Yes.
grateful to be from Kelowna.
A lot of our music is inspired by
Wow.
the
Yes.
nature around.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. One last Kelowna question. I promise we're going to move on to more
that was
music
really
talk. But do you believe in Ogopogo? 1, 2, 3, go.
I love that question.
That's a really good question. Who wants to start?
No, I don't believe in the Ogopogo.
Understandable. Next.
My grandpa's a big believer, and he has like all this like evidence. I think like my thing is like I like to believe it's real, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna say yes.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah, I like to believe the Ogopogo is real. I did a project in my like grade 12 year of school about folklore and
Oh.
like mythological creatures and stuff. I was
Okay.
specifically focused in Iceland, but I did a little blurb of like the Ogopogo and how like I know this is like kind of off topic, but this is
go,
like
go.
the people got to know. The people got to know the
Yes. The truth.
unrelated. Yeah, well my whole project was basically about like how can like folklore type beings like help with like protecting the environment, because so many figures like the Ogopogo exist to be like you have to respect the lake and like know
Yes.
that like this can happen,
There we
so
go.
be like a little bit afraid but respect it.
Bingo.
So I don't know, that was my take. So I do like to think it is real. Do I believe it 100%? No, but I like I like the thought that the Ogopogo is out there.
Yeah,
so,
totally. Sasquatch, Ogopogo. I mean, there's maybe just sturgeons down there, but I digress.
out at Squally Point.
Yes, or Rattlesnake Island.
Right.
Okay, moving on. We're not in Kelowna. We're in Vancouver. The reason you're in Vancouver is for Soma Fest at Redgate Art Society up the road, like literally 3 blocks away.
Yeah.
What was my question attached to that? What a hot gig. Are we psyched?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah, we
Cool.
haven't played Vancouver since I think October last year or something. So it'll be good to come back and play Vancouver.
Yeah, totally. Where'd you play last time you were here?
That's a great question.
Was it the Fox or no? That was
yeah, I think it
Oh,
was
yeah.
the Fox
Yeah.
Cabaret.
I think Jenny was saying that earlier.
Yeah, that
Which
was
is a
for
really great
our
venue.
release party. Actually, is that what you just said? It's for our EP release party of
Yes.
the Red Garden.
The Red Guard, that's right.
Yeah, so the funny part of that is, like, you know, we were the headliner for that show.
course.
And there were 2 bands opening for us, one of which was Cold Fame, which is
Oh,
actually
yeah.
the band that is
You're touring with.
going on tour with
There you
us.
go.
Yeah, so that's kind of where that whole connection started.
Beautiful.
Shout out to Cold Fame.
Shout out to Cold
Yeah.
Fame. Yeah.
Sick. Are you guys anticipating being like one of the heavier, if not the heaviest band at Soma Fest this very night?
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
one of the heavier ones.
I actually didn't even know that. I don't know what kind of bands are playing.
I know that there's one other band tonight, which we all really like, Felicia and the Jazz Rejects.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
shout out to Felicia and the Jazz
Yeah,
Rejects.
they are so cool.
Oh
and
my god.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to see them because they're at 12 a.m. and it's a
Oh no.
we're all underage. But but I love that band, and they're kind of around our like heaviness.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We'll have
They
friends
are
there.
so cool.
They're iconic.
We
We
saw
love
them. Where
them.
did we see them?
Well, we played with them.
yeah, but
yeah.
it was a show with, was it the
Biltmore, yeah, it was Biltmore.
Yeah, we saw them perform there, and we had never heard of them really.
Yeah.
And they just walked on stage, and we were all just like.
Yeah, they
just
put on such a
jaw
good
dropped.
show.
Yeah, we were all just kind of sitting at like tables on the side, and we all stood up and walked like right to the front, and we were just like.
Yeah, they
They
were
do have
so
that
good.
energy.
Like, it was like, oh my god, she looked at me. Hi.
Yes.
It's a local band. It just feels like they're celebrities that, like, I have seen
Right?
them quite a few times. They're very
Oh,
prominent
yeah.
in the local Vancouver scene here.
Right, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're-
their stage presence is incredible.
Oh,
so good.
totally.
Yeah, and their music is so sick.
It's good. They're groovy.
It's
too.
so unique,
Yeah.
but so like accessible at the same time. If
Yeah.
that makes sense, like you can just be like,
Yeah, it's like
hell
danceable,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
I
awesome.
So
love it.
if you guys if you guys ever need a band to do a show with, hit us up.
Yes.
That's my formal.
Do what?
Tag.
You guys ever need a band?
Application.
just hit us up.
You touched on something a second ago. I was actually
Yeah,
curious to
we
ask you. because I don't want to flog a dead horse. Everybody who like knows anything about you knows like, oh, Freeze the Fall, they're like the teenage band. That's not the point. My point being is, are there any challenges, not with just being young, but by being like underage, right? You got venues that are like alcohol primary or whatever, and I know that like, oh, if you're under 19, you got to play your set and get out of here. But you do have a huge team. So like, what happens when you play your set and you gotta say goodnight?
Yeah, it can get a little complicated. Like, we can't be watching any of the bands before us, even though we're playing like right after them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is weird. Like, we were playing with our good friends Floodgate in Penticton one time, and we really wanted to see them because we've been waiting for this show for a long time, and then we just couldn't. We were like sitting in the car in the parking lot.
When that happens, yeah, it was so weird. We're sitting there, and yeah. But when that happens, when we aren't really allowed like on the property until we're actually
It's crazy.
performing, we usually just kind of like tell the other bands that, just to be like, hey, like, we're not trying to be, because we think it's rude if you
Yeah.
kind of only are there for your own.
Agreed.
You know, like, you should kind of be there before and after and just supporting the arts.
Yeah.
And, you know, and just cheering on on the other artists performing. So we usually just kind of let people know that, so we don't think we're douchebags, you know.
Totally.
'cause
Well,
you
that's
don't
a
wanna-
good
Yeah.
good stance to take for
Yeah,
sure. But do you
yeah.
have like your team members like hanging out, doing networking, stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Recording the performance.
Yeah, they
maybe?
like to send us videos of being like, yo, look at this, and we're like,
Look
oh
what
my
you
god,
missed.
tell them they're doing amazing. Yeah, there's definitely been some funny situations where I remember for one show we had to I don't remember, we were gonna be like inside just for a little bit, and one of the guys there was like, okay, but I'm gonna give you the signal if the big boss guy shows up, and you're gonna go into the kitchen over here, and this staircase it's like, this staircase just past the kitchen is not technically our property,
Yeah.
so you just stand over there until I get you type of situation.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's funny. I think another funny
crazy.
one was, it was actually at the Fox. There was the green room was hardly a green
Yeah,
room.
no, it's
Like a
very
hallway.
small.
Okay, you've been there. Good. Yeah. And the washroom is on the opposite side
Oh
of
no,
the
that's
property
true.
from the green room.
You gotta walk across the whole floor, or like around the back, around
Right.
the slims, and then through the
right.
front.
And so we actually, from a certain time onward, we weren't allowed down in that main area
Yeah.
to walk across to go to the washroom unless we had like a parent or someone with us, which just feels so silly. Yeah, yeah, but I don't know. It was funny. I was just saying, I was like, okay, so I can vote, I can drive, I can fight for the country, and I can't walk myself to the washroom. But I'll
Exactly.
be 19 in a few weeks, so then
Oh, congratulations.
and then I can walk these guys to the washroom. I'll be like,
God.
hold my hand, I
come
got
on.
you.
That's amazing. Where are we here? Oh
said
yeah,
it
okay. So I
best.
talked about like your team members. They obviously are a huge asset to your guys' success. Now, do y'all have roadies, or are you still like schlepping your own gear?
Yeah, we're still moving our own gear
Yeah,
for sure. But
Okay, good.
we've got roadies too.
Oh,
It's kinda-
no way.
We'll both help.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Our roadies being
I'm-
our parents, but
I was getting at that. There we go.
yeah, no, we all work together. There, you know, whenever like you see the big cheeses of
Yeah.
the music scene being like, yeah, we just pulled up at the venue 2 minutes before it started. We put our ears in. No, that's not the case when you're underground.
I heard you guys were quite punctual. Like, you know, they say sound checks at 4 or like load-ins at 4. You're there at 3:30.
Yeah, that's my dad.
There you go.
Yeah,
He's
and-
very military. What's the word? Militant about timing?
Militant, I think, would be the right term.
Yeah,
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, we definitely have a team of, you know, our parents and then a bunch of other, you know, friends who we've
around
made
all the
along the
time.
way who just like
You're
help us
late.
out, like Jesse
awesome.
Dixon and all of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, they definitely are a huge help with us with, you know, getting all the gear set up and loaded in, but we're never just like sitting there being like, yeah, take my guitar, and like
No.
we are a part of helping.
Yeah. I don't get
Um,
that sense from you guys. You seem
yeah.
very down to earth, which is, you know.
Thank you.
It's okay to accept help when the help is available. I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to
Not
you
like
want to be
do this.
punctual and on time and
Oh,
all
sure.
that. So you
It's
need
respectful. It's professional.
you need some help to carry all that stuff.
There you go.
100%.
That's awesome. In my experience, they're like, oh, load-in's at 4, and like they only say that because they know all the other bands are going to show up at 5.
Right.
Sorry, I couldn't get off work early, and you know.
Right. Yeah.
Crazy. Speaking of gear that you may or may not be schlepping, I mean, we're in a music store. You know, I got to ask you a little bit about some of the gear you play. Let's not take too much time on it, but like, why don't we start with you, Quinn? Just favorite guitar, pedal, amp, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so I play two guitars, one of which is a Jackson, but my main guitar is like an ESP LTD type of guitar.
Oh, I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, I love it. That is my main guitar. So the Jackson I use for drop C tuning,
Sick.
and then the other I use for standard tuning.
Okay.
So I don't know. I do prefer my ESP LTD. Like it's my favorite. Both are
Active
great.
pickups
But
on there?
I don't remember off the top of my
who
head.
cares?
I'm not much of a gear person.
It's
but
okay.
I'm just like, if it sounds good, I just like twist the things, and I'm like, yeah, that.
That's it. Honestly, my
I was-
absolute mentality.
I was mostly self-taught for guitar stuff.
Good
Like
for
I
you.
have taken lessons, but most of the stuff that I do use, like for like performing, writing, all of that was self-taught. So I don't have
Yeah.
as much of that like vocabulary.
No, that's totally fine.
But I'm like, and then for pedals, I have I actually have a Helix, which has been really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Craig, Arya's dad, he's like the gearhead of the group, and he's been a big help because both like the great thing and the difficult thing about that Helix is that there's so many options
I
and
know.
it's so complicated.
I'm overwhelmed by those. Yeah.
Right, so I wouldn't have been able to use it really without his help. We'd just sit together and same type of thing, twisting things and being like, yeah, that, I like that, keep that there, so yeah, that's kind of the gist of my gear that I use. So,
Sick.
yeah.
What about you, Jonah? You got like favorite cymbals or anything like that?
Yeah, I have a lot of Sabian cymbals right now.
Nice. They're really good. They're Sabian.
Yes, yeah. I have a mix. I have a mix of Sabian and Zildjian, but actually just recently I'm playing Yamaha drums now,
Perfect.
and I'm also playing Los Cabos sticks.
Oh, okay.
And I'm a Los Cabos artist as well, just as of
Oh.
recently. So
Yeah, you all got a couple
yeah.
endorsements under your belt already, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
That's
So
amazing.
it'll really help for like the amount of sticks I break.
Sweet.
So that'll
Do you use
be
like an
sweet.
Iron Cobra for your double kick, or what's
Yeah, I do, actually, a
there you
Speed
go.
Cobra, yeah.
Hell yeah, nice one.
Yeah.
Cool. How about you?
Yeah, so I have just like when I have two basses that I use.
I already know the answer to yours
Yes.
for the most part. Why don't you tell the good people?
Yeah, I got you. So there are two Dingwalls. The what's it called? The standard one is a combustion, and then the drop C one is a D-Rock. And then for my pedals, I use I use an anagram from Dark Glass.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is similar to also Quinn's Helix. It's it's a lot of knobs and things.
Yeah,
So my
things
dad's
are in depth.
Yeah, he's been helping me try to figure out how to use it. I'll be using it for the first time live tonight. So here's hoping.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds
do we have any
really
wood
it
to
sounds
knock
really
on?
good. And it's kind of fun for us to have like a bit of a matching setup. I don't know, there's just like the, oh, I got you. Like I kind of recognize some of the stuff going on over there,
But yeah, so that's the setup. Yeah.
That's deeply
That's all.
enviable. That's some nice stuff you guys got there.
We are very, very lucky.
We're so
We
grateful.
have great gear. So yeah.
And again, another shout out to Craig. Thank you.
Hey,
Yes,
Greggy
for
the
that.
man.
Yes. And also
yeah.
like we've had a lot of like crowdfunded type of projects and a lot
Nice.
of fans who just like pitch in and will come together to like buy us a gift. Like Jonah has a really nice snare that I believe
Yes,
was
I
from
do.
some fans, and
Yeah.
so we just have a really wonderful community, and we're so grateful because there's so much that goes on behind
Yeah.
putting everything all together in every aspect of it, So our community definitely recognizes that, and they do everything they can to help us, which is beautiful. So
Local people a lot at the time, or
honestly, we have like fans all over the place. Like
Totally.
a lot in the States, in
Yeah.
Europe, a ton in Latin America.
Latin America? Good.
Yeah,
Good.
so
It's good
we're
to hear that.
we're just so grateful. It's wonderful, and we're
Yeah.
excited to in the next few years or so, just kind of branch out more and see where our fans are from and kind
Totally.
of learn a bit about like their culture and all of that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
that was a bit of a side tangent, but
No,
had
that's
to,
cool.
had to
I
bring
mean,
that
like,
up.
you do a little like Central American tour or something like that. Yeah.
course.
That'll be all right. Cool.
Yes.
Getting away from gear for a minute, though, I just kind of want to like the music itself and the composition and the creation of the music. What's your guys' like songwriting process like? How collaborative are we talking? Is it mostly like Quinn? Are you mostly writing the songs and no?
Very collaborative. Do you
Oh,
wanna,
love it.
Yeah,
Do
I
you want
can-
to
yeah.
enlighten him?
Please.
Yeah, so we'll pretty much collaborate on everything, but usually how a song will start is one of these two will come with a riff most of the time.
Best.
And they'll come with a riff and we'll base the song around that usually, but we've also taken inspiration from many things, and like sometimes I'll come with a drum idea, sometimes Quinn will have just like a chorus or something, but we've also taken inspiration from nature, as we've
Yep.
said before.
Yep.
Even Pinterest boards or like color palettes.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
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 fonts, you know?
So-
Honestly, we're down.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's where our songs usually come from, and then we'll collaborate on all the things like lyrics we'll all do together.
Oh, amazing.
And even melodies as well.
Okay.
So yeah.
We really just sit down and write everything together. And even like if we're talking, for example, drum parts, obviously Aria and I can't. We'll just be like, just boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
But usually Jonah will like play a couple different things, and we'll be like, we'll talk about it, like, oh, we like this feel, or like
Yeah.
this kind of keeps the energy going, or
That works.
so we kind of help each other on our own instruments too, even though we don't necessarily all speak the language for that instrument. But
Yeah.
so it is very, very collaborative.
And I think it's also important to note that like our songwriting, it's like grown a lot since our first EP. So like
doubt.
we used to have a bit more of like a formula, and it was more structural.
Yeah.
And we'd usually write one song at a time, but then the last few projects we've done, it's like we're working on multiple songs at a time, and it's like it's not so like it has to be in this order. It's just whatever we take inspiration from.
Sure.
And the other nice thing about doing multiple songs at a time is like if you get burnt out with one song, you can just start working on a different one, because that was something that we struggled with, I feel, at least me. But
Yeah, no, for sure.
it's nice to I like our new songwriting. I like how we come at it more a lot now.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Come
because
back
if you're at
to
like
the
different
fresh
places
air.
with songs, you'll be writing lyrics for one, or maybe just starting the instruments for another. And
Yeah.
if you don't want to do lyrics that day, you just want to. For me, sometimes I just want to like play the drums,
Just wanna hit something.
get the
Yeah.
energy out, right?
Yeah,
So-
sometimes we'll even split up where it's like, okay, Jonah's gonna work on this, Aria and I will work on this other thing, and
Wow.
because we all kind of have kind of like what Jonah said. Like I think, like Jonah, for example, and you can correct me on this, but I think Jonah, he's always ready to just like go and do like the hands-on stuff and like let's just like do this. But then Aria and I are more like, yeah, let's sit for like 3 hours and write lyrics.
Yeah,
thing, right?
I'd agree.
So we kind of like
Yeah.
we know each other so well, so we can kind of break it up and be like, yeah, like your attention span would work well for this, your
Perfect.
interest would work for this. I think, what was I gonna add? Our job is a little bit weird with this because obviously in art is very like, it kind of just comes to you and you make it, right?
Yeah.
But in our position, there are many deadlines and it is a job. There's the whole business side to it.
see.
So kind of what Aria was saying about how our process has evolved, it's very helpful in that like it is weird to put deadlines to art, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
And so kind of when we decide to just brain dump and just kind of like write a bunch of songs at the same time, it kind of helps to further yourself, I guess, from those still meeting the deadlines, if that makes sense.
I
but
know it does.
But
It's-
just
it's
being like,
hard to
let's just make a
reconcile.
bunch of art instead of being like, okay, this chorus done by this done
Right.
by this. Sometimes we do that if we're tight for time, but I don't know if that makes sense how I described that. But
It's an interesting, like, I do think that's a bit hard to reconcile. Like, how do you allow your creativity and your passion to kind of flow while also treating it seriously and giving
it
it
is
the...
two opposites kind of coming
Yeah,
together.
it's like
So you
a-
kind of have to come up in your, like, what mentality you want to approach it with.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys have a serious lock on that mentality. Like, I also imagine that overcoming writer's block is nice when you literally have like 3 individuals who kind of have rotating roles, it sounds
Oh my
like.
God, absolutely.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
It's happened so many times where like one of us or two of us will get stuck. Like say Aria and I get stuck on writing something. We bring it to Jonah and he's like, oh, well, it obviously needs to go here. And it just makes so much sense. And we spent like 2 days.
Yeah.
We spent 2 days being like, oh my God, like what, do we go to here or here? And Jonah's like, yeah, we just do this. And we're like,
Oh,
we never
there
would
you
have
go.
thought of that. So
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
very helpful to have 3 of us who all kind of come at the art a little bit differently.
Yeah, it's really interesting, especially when we're writing melodies, because I don't know what notes really sound good together.
Sure.
But I do know like what rhythms would sound good.
Yeah.
And I kind of just know like highs and lows. Like,
Right.
oh, maybe go
Yeah.
up here, then go middle, and then
I'll
up,
sit at the
and-
piano and he's like, yeah, but like a little bit higher, like in between those 2 notes. And
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. It's a really interesting process.
Totally.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find the rhythm can like speak to the melody in a certain way. You'll hear a rhythm, and it kind of even without any instrumentation can give like melodic ideas.
Yeah. for
100%.
Absolutely. And I think there's especially the biggest difference between like Jonah's instrument, like the drums, versus like Ari and I work with a lot of melodic stuff in the first place, but Jonah, he just comes at it way differently because it's more like of a rhythmic type of foundation. So like when we're writing lyrics all together, Jonah will be like, oh, we need like 2 syllables for this word, and like, which is never ever how Ari and I would ever think to approach
Bust out
that. But it helps
the
so
thesaurus,
much
yeah.
to get you
really
out of this very fixed like mindset.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
shout out to Jonah.
I remember
Check out the vocabulary on this guy, huh?
Right?
another Jonah shout out. I remember the first time you were writing melodies. It wasn't like going about it the way that like I've ever gone about it or how I've seen Quinn go about it. It was you were like coming up with the cadence of the melody. It was so cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone write melodies like that,
That's
but it
what
was
we're
really
saying.
cool.
It's a very rhythmic approach versus Aria and I come from a more melodic approach just because of the nature of the instruments that we play.
Sure.
So it's so cool to collaborate because we all have a different thought process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah.
Cool. That was a way bigger answer to that
Yeah,
kind
sing the
of.
word.
What was the original question even? Okay.
We could yap all day about it.
I've got a couple more questions for you. I kind of want to get into, I don't know, the future of rock in general. I mean, from my perspective, I've been around a couple years longer than you guys have. Rock and roll as a whole, whether it's hard rock, heavy metal, or any subgenre, it seems to have like ebbs and flows. This is your guys' life. You are deep in this every day. Are you optimistic about the future? Do you think like rock has a place in the mainstream, or does that even really matter to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that in like for live and stuff, I think rock and metal is really important because it brings such a different energy live than any other kind of music. So I think just in that regard by itself, it'll like stay alive from that, I think.
Oh, for sure. I would agree that like it's always going to have a place, whether it's like a cult following. I don't know. Maybe my question is more about like, do you think the industry sees this as profitable anymore, or are they completely detached? Like, let's talk about the industry. Why not? I don't know.
Interesting.
Wow. That's
I would think
a
so,
new one.
'cause
So obviously you're
About to
doing
go
it because
out.
you're passionate about it. And I'm not saying like we're doing this for the money. It's always passion first, and like you can make a job of it if you
Absolutely.
can. But like, do you guys as folks on the cusp of the wave, of really getting things started here? Do you think like, I don't know, do you think this is like a viable future in this?
I would say so. I think especially with everything going on in the world, I think
Yes.
people really are needing like that type of like a release and a break, and I think that rock music is so good for that.
Well
Any
said.
genre is,
Gets
but
that-
Oh, absolutely.
rock
Gets
just
that
carries that type of energy and that like rebellion, I
feelings
guess.
out.
Yes.
And I think people are really craving that. So I think it does have a place in every sense of the word.
Amazing answer. I mean, anybody else have anything to say regarding that?
Yeah, I think just like people who have their genre, there's like a community there. So I feel like people who listen to like heavier music, I don't feel like they're going anywhere. Like I feel like people feel safe within their community of alike listeners. So I don't know. I don't feel like rock's going anywhere. It might not be like the number one main genre, but I think it's always here to stay.
Oh, thank God. I'm
like
so
you-
happy to hear you say
And
that.
like you said, there's always an ebb and flow to it. I think a lot of it does have to do with kind of what's going on in the world at that
Yeah.
point in time, because it is art, right?
I don't think we have time to talk about
without
what's
getting
going on in
into
the
it,
world
without getting
right
into
now.
it. But yeah, I think art is always. I think sometimes it's like a reflection of what's happening in the world. Other time
Absolutely.
it's more to create a little place to kind of distance yourself from
Yeah.
that. Sometimes it's to create, be like, here, this is what I'm thinking. Like maybe opening up the audience to be like, hey, like this is a different point of view.
Exactly.
There's so many different ways to approach art, and I think that the more that's going on in the world, I think that rock will always just like be there.
That's sweet. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that like the voice of the revolution was sparked by rock and roll. So good on you for like, I really appreciate the optimism in that, and just like really well said, Quinn. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, ate that up.
One last question. It's kind of a sort of big question. It's almost tied to that, but like something that I never would have thought of when I first picked up a guitar is that computers would be able to make the music, right? General question on your guys' thoughts on AI. Again, with the industry, like, if it's so easy and cheap to just program in
I don't
rock
see
song
them
about
doing it.
X topic, make it
They're
this
too
length of
original.
blah 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 with this sort of instrumentation, enter and go. Like, is that scary for you guys?
I have very, very strong feelings about
I think
AI.
we all have very strong
Yeah.
opinions.
Sure. Keep in mind, it is a PG.
Yeah, I know, we got
show.
you.
Yeah, we got you. But Yeah, it's definitely it is frightening to see how far it's come in such a short time. I don't think it'll, again, with the optimistic mindset, I don't think it'll ever replace real music though, because humans create art. You need, human hands, you need a brain, you need a heart to create art. You need something that you're writing about. You can't just, I don't know, I feel like a computer, like it's not creating art, it's creating something else. I feel like we need like a new term for what AI art is. Whether it's
I don't like that there's even the word art attached to that.
Yeah, it needs something else. But yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere, because even though right now it's a very prominent part of our society, I feel like people are gonna,
It gives you information
after
that it
they've
doesn't create
abused
art.
this thing so much, I feel like they're gonna crave human art, and they're gonna like come back for real art. So I don't think it's going anywhere.
So you go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I think because AI can only copy, it can't create. So I think that I'm personally not worried. I mean, there'll always be like some people who just like can't appreciate like real art, and they'll just be like accepting it. But honestly, I think that there's no worry. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, you're all good. That was well said. And kind of going back to what Arya said about how people will, crave that rawness and that art. That's a big part of who we want to be as well. Like, we always just want to be we want to be big successful artists, but we always want to be very grounded and very human, and just show people we are just like you. You know what I mean? Because there's always people like to create that kind of separation between I'm up here, you are clearly down here, I have access to this, like I look like this, you don't. You know what I mean? But we've never wanted to do that. We never want anyone to compare themselves to us and be like, I'll never be like, and so I think especially this is magnified now by AI. We just really want to be so human, and we want people to be able to relate to us and to feel comfortable and to even feel more confident after seeing us and hearing our music.
It's empowering music then.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. No, I'd agree. You guys come across as very, very humble and down to earth. I mean, your image is quite polished, I'm not going to lie, but this is a good thing.
Yes.
I mean, this really speaks to that. John, I like what you said about how AI can only copy and not create. I don't know if you're a fan of Tolkien or Lord of the Rings, but it's very in line with the concept of evil in that world, and I totally dig what you just said there.
Yeah, I love Lord of the Rings.
Hell yes! Okay, we have a lot to talk about, but that's pretty much our time here, guys. I just want to close things out with what is next for Freeze the Fall. What's the after the tour, after Soma Fest, more recording, more music videos.
Right. Well, we're actually in the process. We're just finishing up the recording of our first full-length album.
Oh hell yeah! That's
so
right.
that's one of the big things in the future. Just working on refining that and getting it all ready, and then of course music videos after that.
Sure.
I think the main thing is just preparing for tour right now. As we said, this is our first tour, so. It is very much like an experimental type of even just how much merch do we need to bring to this? How much, it's going to be a really good experience. So we're just kind of being as prepared as we can be for that type of situation right now.
You need more small and medium shirts than you think you do.
Right. Got it. So yeah, I'd say those are kind of the main things happening. We're excited for our show tonight. Yeah, what would you guys say?
Oh, what time are you guys on? Sorry to cut you off.
9:30.
9:30. Redgate Art Society on Main Street, Vancouver, Canada. Freeze the Fall. Closing thoughts. Anybody want to? Join the mailing list.
Sure,
Join the mailing list.
Manager says join the mailing list.
Yeah.
Subscribe
And
to
we're on
their
socials,
channel.
We're Freeze the
Yes,
Fall
guys,
Band on everything: Instagram, YouTube, and we also have a Patreon if you want to help us.
Yes,
out. That would be
Patreon
awesome.
is super duper helpful for us. It's a big source of income for being able to do what we do. So, yeah,
Plug it. That's
an
awesome.
important one.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Links in description, everybody. Okay.
Links in
There we go.
description.
Awesome.
Guys, it's been an absolute cut that part out. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Looking forward to everything you guys have to offer in the future. It's been nice chatting. This has been Josh for Tapestry Music with Freeze the Fall.
Bye. Thank you so
Thank you for
much.
having us.
It's been so much fun.
All right.
Wow. Well, they gave a little bit of backdrop of, things about them.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting.
I always got the feeling that they were very humble and down to earth.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Even
I got
though
that from
they-
the first time listened to them.
But the way that they say that they're creative writing and everything and they get stuck. I can
A lot
see
of
doing
artists-
3 things at one time, because sometimes you might be writing a song about this feeling, but then that feeling goes away after a few hours.
Right. So then you're
And
like,
then you go to the second one, you're like able to.
yeah, you got to go back to the drawing board. You're like, oh my gosh, what do I do now?
But then the idea might come back up that you were just working on and say, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Because of this, it gave me an idea about the first one I was working on. So,
Yeah, that's true.
but if you work on one specific thing and you keep going at it and going at it and going at it and going at it, you don't feel like the wheels are just spinning.
Yeah.
It's kind of like getting writer's block. You're not going to be productive. And so I like that aspect of how they do that.
Yeah. I do too.
And Quinn and the Ariana, I think they said what Quinn and Jonah went to the same school, correct?
No,
And
no, Jonah and Ariana.
Jonah and Ariana went to the same school. Okay, I thought it was Quinn and Jonah, and then Ariana joined them later.
No, I'm pretty sure Ari and Quinn went to the same school.
I can't believe they're so young, and yet they've already done so many great videos and songs already.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably tougher living in Canada, because I do understand, even though I've never been to Canada before, even though it's a very, very huge place, there's a lot of gaps where there's nothing at. Like they were saying, you have to travel like 15 hours to get to one big city, and like that, as opposed to say like when you live in like California or somewhere like that.
Basically,
You could drive to LA or San Francisco, Sacramento. You could jump across the thing and go to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You can go to Reno. Then you can go right down to Mexico. So it's kind
Basically,
of like,
anywhere in the any state in the U.S. you can get to pretty fucking quick.
yeah, within a few hours you
yeah,
can get
compared
to a big
to
city compared
Canada.
to Canada.
Yeah.
Because Canada is so large,
It's so large and so spread out.
and so spread out.
Yeah.
But I do like I was wanting them to touch more on where did they get their ideas for the videos. That was what I was hoping they were going to get to, but they didn't. They didn't get into that. It was more of the guy asking the question, I guess probably because they're in a music shop, about the instruments and
Yeah.
how they come up with the ideas for the songs and the collaborations and stuff like that, which I totally agree with. But yeah, I still think, I mean, I like all their songs, but to me, one that always sticks in my head that was so creative was Lace, where it had the picture, where it had the burning,
Yeah.
and then the boy's face portrait came out, and it was
Yeah.
it was simple but yet deep.
Yeah.
It had so much meaning to it, and it didn't take a lot. It didn't seem like it took a lot of. They made it sound like it didn't take a lot of effort to do, but it made us think that it did. And that's called creative processing. And I like what they said about AI, especially with them being so young. AI will never be able to authenticate what comes from here, and that's what's art. Like Jonah said it best, it can copy, but it can't create. Or isn't that what he said?
Yeah, it can copy. It can never be. It can never create.
It can never
be
create
human.
art. It can only be informative. Like if you ask it a question, it might give you an answer. Yeah, it might be able to play a guitar, drums, even sound like a singer. But everyone's going to know that it's not really art, because what do you do when you go on tour? You're going to bring a machine and put it on stage and play to AI?
I would hope not.
I mean, think about it. That's what they're getting at. Rock is always going to be around.
Yeah.
It's a staple.
Yeah.
It's like country music. Now pop, I don't know where the hell the pop's going. The pop culture.
Well, I think
Pop culture is just kind of like, I think it's blending in with rock and rap and metal and all the other ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're all starting to blend.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great interview for just a little intro to their creative processing for Freeze the Fall. We just ran across it and we decided to react to it, and there we did. And I thought it was good. It was by tapestrymusic.com, so visit their website. And if you haven't already, check out our videos that we've reacted to by Freeze the Fall on here. And for God's sakes, go on their website and subscribe to their channel. Help these kids out. You know, they're very talented, and they make beautiful movies.
Yeah.
I mean, videos.
Yeah.
They use that gothic, Victorian, and then they add that music, which is kind of like almost two different things that shouldn't be together, but they somehow make them work.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we hope that you enjoyed that sit down little interview there. I don't know where it was exactly at, but it looks like they were going to be playing a show. I'm jealous. I wish I could go to it. But that was Freeze the Fall, heavy modern metal band from Canada. We hope that you enjoyed that, and until our next reaction, we will send you all of our love, hugs, and kisses from here in the U.S., if we can still call it the U.S. right now. Hopefully it survives. We'll see you on our next one. Love you guys. Bye-bye.